What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my all new review of the Belle Collective. So, we pick up where we left off, which was Letitia and Glenn having an argument. She wants to know clear to this day, is this your baby or not? Let me know. Tell me the truth. He said, no, it's not my baby. If it was my baby, I would be on child support. You know, I got issues I have to deal with. She don't believe him. She wants the truth from here on out. But she doesn't believe that he's saying it's not his baby. And her husband is known to be a pretty good liar, thanks to her. And wants to know, when was the last time you spoken to her? He said throughout the years, he's even tried to reach out to her for a DNA test. And it's been getting pushed back. She hasn't been replying back to him to say, okay, let's do it. So she's holding on, keeping this surprise, this suspicious thing alive that this could be his baby, not could be his baby, when it could be handled with a simple phone call and a DNA test. So the fact that he sought out information from her to get a DNA test, she felt like, shouldn't I have been known about it? You don't think that could be information that you could share with me? Because I knew about the affair. Now, knowing about the affair is one thing, but the fact that throughout the years of knowing the affair, you never thought of a possibility of a baby, and this came out of nowhere, that there might be a baby out there allegedly by him, and he's had conversation with the woman, and she's giving him pushback of not getting a DNA test. And I'm looking at the age difference. Your son is 6. The affair was 8 years ago. If this is for real, then the baby is 8 years old at this point, right? So I just want to know, was this actually happening for real, for real? Like the affair, yes. But as far as like getting in contact with the woman, was this recent? Or was this already handled and just waited for the show to get picked back up? That's what I want to know, because you can't play with marriages like this. Y'all can come out here and act as if, y'all really trying to get to the bottom of, did he actually produce a baby? And you're still going to stay whether or not he has one or don't has one. That's all I want to know. But she's expressing to him that you never paid attention to who you've been married to for the last 18 years. You know how much I've loved you, how much I've been your ride or die. I've accepted all the hurt you've done to me. You probably thought in your mind, she'll never leave me. No matter how much I hurt her, she'll never leave me. It took her actually leaving the house. It took her really leaving, saying enough was enough. And now he's saying, oh shit, I really fucked up. She's definitely not going to take me back this time. Because he keeps on saying, I'm sorry, I love you, I want you back home. Back home for what? What's going to be different when she gets back home? What? You going to do the same thing? You going to slip up again? Will she trust you again? What should she expect if she wants to come back home? What work have you done to even think she can trust you to this point? And she said, however you want to move about the streets, if you want to still move like you young, this and that and the third, then go ahead and do it without me. Because we are not kids anymore. We don't have time to play these games. I need a man that's going to stand up and stand up by me. I need a man who is confident in being with me. A man who knows who's married. And a man who also, knowing that he's married, can keep his dick in his pants. That's what I want. And then she keeps on giving him the understanding and the grace that he is capable of being a good man. I can't tell if he's cheated on you more than once and he's always come back with, I'm sorry, I'll do better, and then he slips up again. So where's the good man part? Then he goes off with, I grew up without a father. My son is not going to have that. It doesn't matter. Your son can still grow up with a father. He just won't have his wife on the side. Your son will not have the two-parent household experience, the loving household, white picket fence. Your son can still grow up with you in his life. You just won't have the same thing all over. That's what you won't have. So the fact that you want to hold that over her head, that she needs to get with the program and just accept me, because I don't want my son to grow up without his parents, so you're going to what? Forego your rights as a parent because you're not going to have the wife at the same time? Make that make sense. So don't bait her, because you know for a fact that Letitia wants to give her son exactly what he's been having this entire time, which was a loving family. Mom and dad on the couch watching TV. We're taking our Sunday rides and everything. Don't do that, because you know that's where she's mostly holding on to her hope, is making her son happy that mommy and daddy are together. But you can't always stay in a toxic marriage for the sake of your kids. Your kids can see this is not working. Your kids can feel there's a problem. Y'all should just be honest and say, I don't think we're going to make it this time. But your mom and dad will always love you. We just won't be in the same house. You can still have your love here and your love there. That will never stop. So for him to want to throw that in her face, that my son will not grow up without a father, who said that? You can still be in your son's life without being married to the mother. So what are you trying to say, Glenn? Don't do that. So she just wants actions behind his words. Because I want him to know I'm standing my ground. I am not the teenage girl he met all those years ago. So you could be on your way. And he's all about, I'm going to still call you by your married name, though. Doesn't matter. Move on. So then we get to Latrice. Latrice is at her salon looking all dressed up. She's going on a date with Zaddy in a bit. And the success of her shop is doing great. They sold out everything. All that's left is the display wigs. So the fact that her business have come a long way since selling out from the back of her trunk, she wants to keep going. She wants to do more. So while her business is a success, the current location they're staying in isn't so great. They're having issues, heating issues, water issues. So it hasn't been fixed, but she's moving to another location soon. So they only have 3 months left on their lease. But how will her employees handle it with all these issues? So Zaddy's about to come in and fix these issues. And he comes over coincidentally, right as rain, with a wrench and fixes little odds and ends. There was a sink that was leaking. All he did was a quick tighten with the wrench. That was fixed. And pretty much everything he fixes is what she likes. He's a personal handyman. He comes and fixes everything for me. And all he wants to know that as long as I'm helping her, she can pay me in love. That's all I want. So she appreciates him coming in and also showing his concerns of the area that she's in. Now, she's in a hood area for her shop, right? But that's where she originated from. I originated from the hood of Jackson, Mississippi. And I wanted to stay where I originated from. That they made me who I am today. And knowing that she wants to get back to her community, she wants to be an inspiration for little girls. But he said, I'm happy with that. You can still have your shop in Jackson, have your business, but have it in the much more better areas. Which is not a bad idea. I know you want to stay where you originated from, but it's okay to elevate. Just don't elevate to the point where you forgot where you came from. That part. So then talking about the high tea, how her and Letitia have become really good friends. She just want to ruin that and want to come up with a clean slate, especially with Marie. I know that she's been invited to her brunch, and I know she's going to be there knowing our history. But Marie can never act accordingly to her friend's event, and we know that for a fact, okay? But Cliff feels like Marie would never do that to her friend Letitia. You must not know Marie. Marie ruined every single event that Letitia had last season. And this is supposed to be her really good friend, and every time she acts an ass in front of her really good friend. But Latrice ain't taking no crap from Marie, because Marie is going around spreading rumors that it was Latrice who accused her of Medicaid fraud and that ruined her business and her name. But Latrice doesn't care about her. I give no fucks about you or your business. For me to lose my sleep, that I am waking up day and night to ruin you and your business, no ma'am. So I'm not about to take no crap from her. You might get some bail money in order in case this event might go left. But we're going to move on from there. So this is a meetup between Tambra, Marie, Letitia to introduce the new girl coming to the group. But before they arrive, we see a conversation between Letitia and Marie. And just talking about what's been going on. Marie's had a lot on her plate, dealing with the loss of her grandson's mother, how her son's handling this. It's been really hard. Letitia dealing with a separated husband, moving in with her mother. But she was able to find herself. And she felt that she elevated without her husband. And her husband's having a hard time getting adjusted to this elevated version of Letitia. And the consistency of her being about herself. And Marie wanted to know, is this consistency going to mean you're going to be okay without your husband? She said that's up to him. But I don't feel like he respects me. So, of course, considering the fact that her husband still treats her like the 17-year-old teenager he met in high school, I am not that person anymore. I've grown. And she admits, I have outgrown my husband, but holding out for hope that he will put his words into action and she'll work on her marriage. That's what she's hoping for. For him to make that first step, that will give her an inch away more of saying, okay, let's work this out. At the same time, she keeps on saying that Glenn is a good person, he has a good heart, but he needs to show her that he wants this marriage to work. He understands that she will not be fooled again over the years. She's just been agreeing to his lies, overlooking his lies, and she's not putting up with it anymore. Marie can understand what that feels like, because to have a man cheating you constantly and you're saying you're tired and you're showing that you're tired, you made actions. Cedric's been cheating on Marie for years. And she's at a place where she wants to walk away, but it's hard to do. But you have to know your worth, and I agree with that. So meeting up with Tambra's new friend, Akeisha. She's shown interest in the Fair Street project. They've had a conversation over the phone. This is the first time meeting her in person. And Tambra has a history with Akasha. I keep on saying Akasha like Queen of the Dam, but that's how I keep on seeing her name. I can't say Akeisha right. She's known her for a long time. She could be very blunt and a little bit shady. A little bit, girl. Here it is. So we meet the new Belle. Her name is Akeisha. She is from Jackson, Mississippi. Her husband is Willie Colin. He played 10 years of professional football. She calls herself the Queen of Jackson. She is Jackson royalty. She has a very respected background of the Jackson history. Her father, uncle, and grandfather were well-respected music educators. She owns land on Fair Street, also owns a building on Fair Street. So she introduced herself to the ladies. She was popular in high school, pretty girl. She's from Jackson. She was in New Jersey where her husband played. But now since he's retired, he had a restaurant to give back to his hometown because he's from the Bronx, New York. And then she wants to give that same feeling back home. I'm going back to my roots. So let me go ahead and make a restaurant down there. So her and Marie have a conversation of where did they go to high school? Lanier High. Marie graduated from Lanier High. And this is when Akeisha goes over the history that over 50, 60 years of royal Holly history. You know, her grandfather, her uncle, her brother, her dad was band directors. And she keeps on talking about her history of where she came from. Marie don't like her from that point. And she says, Akeisha is nice, she's warm, she's talkative, but you gotta be cautious about people who talk like that, especially the ones with the light eyes. Now, I thought she said why. She said light. Now, I felt like, okay, Marie, I see what you're doing there. What does her light eyes have to do with anything? Her light eyes don't do nothing. For me, I was already getting brag vibe, braggadocious, boasting vibes from Akeisha, and it had nothing to do with her eyes. Nothing to do with that. But the fact that you felt the intimidation that she was coming at you with the light skin and the light eyes, she felt she was better than you, that was from your insecurity, not from her bragging about her history. I didn't even think of anything when it came down to her skin tone or her eyes. It was her energy that gave me bragging vibes. But the fact you mentioned her light eyes, that did not land for me. So she asks, what does Marie do? Marie says she has a home care agency. She's an accountant and as a cosmetologist. As soon as she said that, she looked straight up at Marie's Quaker Oats hairstyle. Johann Sebastian from the Quaker Oats box. That's exactly what she looked like. And she pointed at it, and in her mind, she's like, girl, you sure? Because this is an ugly ass wig that you got on your head. And that's what I'm saying. I said, Marie, don't never say that again. Never say that you are a cosmetologist ever in life, because your wigs have been questionable. So she has a fashion line under her belt, a virgin hairline, all this and the third. So Akeisha likes Marie. Nothing wrong with having multiple streams of income. She's just surprised that she has a lot on her plate. But girl, do you. So talking about she's going to open up a methadone clinic in Harrisburg. And that led for Akeisha to bring up, oh, I got a cousin. I got a family member who opened their first methadone clinic in Harrisburg. It's kind of like we're the first pioneers to do that. And even though nobody is competing, but every time Marie would say something, Akeisha would come right back up to up one. And it's just like, girl, it doesn't have to be that. Be proud of your history. Be proud of where you came from, but don't ever be in a space where you got to shut someone else down when they're about to be proud of their business as well. They want to be the first of their families to have this. It's like how you are as well. Like, I didn't like that. So then, hearing that Akeisha dabbled in radio, she was the first midday diva. Her and her husband had the first radio station in Atlanta. And she's also an agent to her husband's job, and her husband's taking care of his mother. She's sick with lupus. And Marie, she has lupus as well. And that's when Akeisha talks about 70% of women who have lupus are African American and Latino women. Marie says she hosts a gala for lupus awareness. And this is when Akeisha warns her up again that her husband runs a foundation for lupus as well as other charity other charities, and they raise over $1 million. And every year, her husband does a golf outing to raise money for lupus. So Letitia is witnessing the going back and forth between her and Marie, that this energy that she's bringing to the table is way different than the energy she had over the phone. Because I'm noticing that every time Marie has something to say, Akeisha runs up her. Girl, it is not a competition. We are both proud women. We're both proud about how we came here. Do not overstep and make it seem as if what they did was minute to what you've done. That's what I don't like. I said, damn, Akeisha, your parents invented everything? Did they invent the first stoplight in Jackson too? Did they invent the first left turn? I don't know, because every time somebody brings up what they are about to be the first in their family, you bring up the pioneers and what your family done. Girl, listen, I'm all about bragging about your family history, but the way you come off as a know-it-all, you come off as a brag person, a boast person, and it's not attractive to me. So now it's like, listen, you did everything. Did you host a brunch too? Like, go on now. So they want to come together to revitalize Ferris Street because her father was born on Ferris Street. There's history. Ferris Street was the Black Mecca. It's over a lot of history. Not just her history, everybody else's history. So hearing how she's so open about being part of the Ferris Street project, that's when she invited her to the next brunch. So then we talked to Marie. Marie's having lunch with her mother, and she's been living with her mother for the last few months. And her mother was a drug addict when she was 8 years old. She abused marijuana laced with cocaine. It's been a struggle. The void of her being left while her father raised her, she missed out a lot. And when she was around 8 or 9 years old, she would always look for her mom to do her hair. And her dad would lie to her and tell her, oh, mommy worked late, so she slept over at grandma's house. Oh, she didn't get in till late last night. This and that and the third. And throughout her childhood, she always wondered, why didn't mommy get better? Why didn't mommy come back and raise me? And she pretty much, looked at her mother. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have opened up my clinic. I wouldn't have opened up or thought of expanding to have a substance abuse program to understand the temptation of addiction can take a toll on you. So she had an opioid policy added to her business. And her mother was like, it's good. It's good that I wasn't there. Look how you turned out. But that's not always a good thing, that you decided to follow an addiction, then fight it to be there for your child. Your child could have still been out, could have turned out great if you were there, regardless of the circumstances. And wondering, what was going on. Because apparently there was a time that her mother disappeared for a whole week, and she knew that she relapsed because she saw her mother with a black eye and a cut at the back of her head. And she wanted to know what happened to you. So she said on camera that she relapsed. She went somewhere she wasn't supposed to go to. She wasn't in her right mind. And she wants to know, why did you do that? She said she's addicted. She is addicted. She is an addict. And do you honestly think that me and my brother would want to see you hurt? We fought to get you out of the hood, and you going right back? Like she said, she's an addict. She knows she's not supposed to go. I made a mistake. I made a boo-boo. She wants to give her mom the understanding, but she still wants her to understand. Look at what you're doing to yourself. You are too old to be going back to that. You need to live your life that you have now. I think Marie is tired of people saying that they're gonna stop doing it, they're gonna do better, and she just holds it right over. She just be accepting the bare minimum of what someone is gonna change. And she gets right back into being hurt. That's a lot. And like she said, it's a lot for her to see her mom struggle, especially the age of her mom. I think her mom is like 60 years old. We do not want to see you getting jumped on. We don't want to see you traveling places you shouldn't be traveling to. You need to get a handle on this. Maybe it's time for her mom to go back to rehab. Like, to hear that she's relapsing on camera, that's got to be bad. But we're going to move on from that. So, it's the day of Letitia's brunch. She has all the ladies. Akeisha assumes there was supposed to be a big grand event at a country club. I thought this was supposed to be a bunch of movers and shakers here. Turns out it's a small tent for 8 people. I'm in a big ass room that's centered a small table. So this is not a branch for networking. I mean, hey, this is supposed to be, to elevate and talk about Ferris Street. But the viewpoint to what Akasha was raised on, she's not seeing it. So we see So Gucci. Akasha wanted to know, is that your real name? No, my real name is Sophia, but I go by So Gucci. I'm going to keep saying as you guys roll off your tongue. Hey, it is what it is. So this is supposed to be an empowerment moment. You know, people, friends from her hometown came out to see her, and Latrice looking fabulous. And soon as Latrice walks in, Marie's energy completely shifted. She is gulping down glasses of water like she is unhinged. She can't sit, she can't breathe. And it's like, damn, you are this bothered by Latrice's presence and she doesn't give two shits about you. Why are you allowing this woman to change your whole demeanor like this? So she wasn't trying to be, a troublemaker. She just wanted to, stay here for her friend, but she could not fathom sitting across someone who tried to ruin her business. But again, she didn't ruin your business. Unless you got concrete evidence that it was Latrice who was out there spreading rumors about you committing Medicaid fraud, let me know. I would not allow my presence to be intimidated by somebody who doesn't do it for me. I will not. And Marie's looking back and forth, looking at Latrice, wanting to know what's going on. So, Keisha wanted to know, is that's all who's going to be here? Letitia only wanted to pick a small number of people who wanted to come out. And she is complaining about the aesthetics, the glitter tables. This is all that. This is not the ambiance that I'm used to, because she's been going to brunch since she was a little girl at Country Club. So she's definitely looking at the ambiance, the cateriness of it all, the outlook of what a brunch from her growing up looked like. Not this. But this is Akasha. I keep saying Akasha, but damn, Akeisha. She's just coming from a snooty, uppity standpoint. And I think she's adding on for the camera. That's what I think. I don't think she was this bothered by coming on set, sitting at a table, talking to women. I don't think she was that complaining, but I think this is for the cameras. So, oh yeah, Marie is losing her shit. She can't handle being around Latrice. Akasha notices that her plate was dirty. They were getting up to go eat, right? So, knowing that her plate was dirty, she don't eat on dirty plates. Letitia said the same thing. No, Latrice said her plate was dirty as well. And Letitia's like, oh my God, what's going on? Look, see, there's honey all over it. I don't eat on dirty plates. Okay? And she wasn't even mad that the brunch was buffet style. She's been to multiple brunches that have buffet style, that don't have, service and everything. But I don't eat off dirty plates. But if you want, I can go ahead and see the owner and talk about this dirty place. Oh, no. I got it. That's what Letitia said. No, I'll go get it. I said, that gotta be embarrassing. Because at that point, she wanted to take over the event. Because Letitia, that was a no-no for me. I don't fool with dirty plates. Especially in these times right now. Yeah. I will turn down eating anything. If my utensils are dirty, my plate is dirty, that's a no for me. So, getting new plates, and everybody can see the tension between them. And it's like, girl, it's a power struggle between these two. All over a plate. We thought the tension between Latrice and Marie was thick. Look at the tension between Letitia and Akeisha. So she gets a new plate, and she finally decides to go and feed herself, and she's complaining about the food. The waffles were burnt. The bacon was burnt. Don't know if that was shrimp and grits. She don't know what she's looking at. I'm not trying to throw no shade. I'm just being honest. Well, girl, you being too honest right now. You might want to be quiet. I mean, listen. I'm picky like that, too, when it comes to eating. I'd be like, oh, I don't like that. That tastes weird. But the way that Akeisha kept complaining from beginning to end, it was like, girl, be quiet. I mean, you shouldn't be surprised at this, though. I mean, I don't know. Just complaining about the food was annoying me. Girl, if you felt like this was so not worth your time, you could have stayed home. But it's like, I get it, but then I just don't like how much she complains about everything. So then, in Letitia fashions, she always got to have affirmations. She always got to have everybody go around the table and speak something nice and positive about somebody, knowing that there are two women sitting at this table who do not have nothing nice to say. I be so tired of Letitia with these affirmations. Girl, let's get down to nitty gritty. What are we going to do about Ferris Street? Where are we going to start? Talk about that. Stop building it up. That's where it gets left and nobody gets your message. So, knowing that Melody is also a PR to Akeisha as well. Her business also in policies. Akeisha talks about the history of everything. Her history of Ferris Street. She got buildings and lands, all this and the third. And a power struggle. Because Tisha was trying to get everybody up to speed of what's been going on. But Akeisha is the type of person who's about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. We're sitting here, we should be talking about what's our next step, because I don't be just talking and talking and talking and nothing comes out. That's not going to work for me. And I think that might have made Letitia feel away, because it was shade, because that's how it was last season. Letitia went all up and down trying to figure out how to get this Ferris off the ground, and nothing came out. Even waiting for Belle to come back, we haven't seen or heard anything about Letitia moving forward with Ferris Street or bringing it back. So she's like, listen, it is what it is. So like I said, I think that was, mishaps. And Letitia said, listen, I understand you came into the table coming in to your own, how you've experienced dealing with this. Not everybody has had that, experience yet. And I've already expressed how she got to have the affirmations. Girl, get down to nitty gritty. And then the first person who was mentioned was Melanie. She talked about how she loves Melanie's personality. It went around the table. And Marie, I plead the fifth. Damn. You got a problem with Melanie? Moving on. She don't want to play. She's being a Debbie Downer. And all brunches be starting. This is how it starts. You know what I'm saying? And Latrice says, see, this is how it always happens. She ruins the whole mood. She's a whole narcissist. She's acting like a child, soaking in the corner. Girl, nobody cares. Nobody wants to give you the attention that you want, and that's what's making you mad. Coincidentally, she picks up Latrice's name. How she's a businesswoman. She's beautiful. Marie, I plead the fifth. And Letitia, she's like, girl, say something. No, I'm not saying nothing. Tambra says, you don't want to keep poking the bear. Once you poke the bear, it's going to come out wrong. So, Marie gets up. She don't want to play games. She don't want to do this. I can't be fake. I can't be fake. I got to get up. I can't do it. I can't do it. And it's just kind of like, girl, if you could not even sit still, eat your food, have a pleasant time, ignore Latrice. Because Latrice is ignoring you. Why aren't you giving her the same energy? So she gets up, where everybody's wondering, why did she get up so leave? Why did she get up, right? So she walks off and runs straight into the men's room. I can't be fake. I can't do it. So she just wants her to participate. And everybody was like, I wanted to learn from this experience. Like, girl, I'm not used to brunches like this. Akasha is not used to this. So she leaves. Sophia, so Gucci, wanted to learn something. She wanted to understand what was happening. And she's so overwhelmed. Marie's overwhelmed with everything. Overwhelmed with her mother, her ex-husband, her son, her grandmother, her grandson's deceased mother. So she walks out. If you could not handle what you already can't handle, then you shouldn't have came, Marie. Letitia would have understood if you said, girl, I already know you and Latrice are moving forward. I can't be in the same room with her right now. So I'm opt out on this brunch, okay? And Letitia, this is what gets on my nerves about you. You be acting so oblivious as to why Marie act the way that she acts, because you said nobody came and said nothing to you, nobody did nothing to you. But at the same point in time, Letitia, nobody said nothing to her, but we're going off of what happened last season. How her and Latrice did not get along. At no given point in time, they did not. Okay? So, while nobody said it to her, she still used her own feelings to cloud her judgment. She still used her own negativity. She uses the energy that she did not hide very easily and let it be out. Because now you're giving people something to talk about. We weren't supposed to talk about the issue. We're supposed to talk about Ferris Street. Now they want to know, why are you so upset? What's going on with Marie? And you did what you normally do, Marie. Ruin your best friend's event to make it all about you. Be the center of attention. Grown girl, walk off. Essie went and found her, because that's what Essie does. And then, wanted to know, I'm tired. Latrice is tired of her accusing me that I ruined her event, or I ruined her reputation. Girl, I do not care that much about you to do it. So Marie thought that it was best that she left because she did not want to create an issue, but she created a problem once you got up. So Essie said goodbye. Letitia walked off to find her. So Gucci said, girl, leave her. Let her have her tantrum. Don't leave your guests unattended. Because go ahead, she'll be back to the next brunch. She come back and sit down. It wasn't professional for Letitia to keep leaving her guests to go check on Marie. That's what Marie wanted you to do. Wanted you to follow her so she can have the attention onto herself. Let everybody else wondering, so what we doing? This is the worst brunch I've ever been to in my entire life. It's really unprofessional, you know what I'm saying? So she finds her in the bathroom talking about nobody was coming at you and how dare you bring me in with somebody who tried to ruin my business. Again, Marie, where is the concrete evidence that Latrice tried to ruin your business? She's like, I don't care about your business. I don't care about you. And then let's not go back to last season when your first introduction to Latrice, you wanted to embarrass her. You wanted to ruin her business by saying she gave you bad product. But that wasn't on your part. That was on yours. You wasn't being professional. You wasn't being a woman of empowerment then. So why are you now trying to blame it on her that she's not being a woman of empowerment by ruining your business when she's never done that? She's only giving you what you've given her. So you don't like it when it's back at you. You want to say, it's all on me. I've lost victims. I've lost clients. I've lost patients. That could have been on your part about how you were acting last season. You were on TV acting like this, and you were supposed to be a woman of empowerment. Okay, Marie. So they were yelling, going back and forth in the bathroom. Everybody can hear them. What's going on? What's going on? So then we see Letitia's home friends, you know, her homegirls from her town, trying to come in and see what's going on. Tamara won the feud situation, and Akasha. This is the worst women's empowerment brunch I've ever been to. Like, you got the host arguing with her best friend. This is not good at all. Not a good look. Because Letitia feels like Marie should have put her feelings to the side and been there to support her, but she's telling her, I cannot be in this woman's presence. So it's vice versa. Letitia wanted Marie to understand why I wanted this brunch, and Marie wanted Letitia to understand where I'm coming from, because I can't be around this woman. If you wanted your friendship to not be ruined or not have a distance, then Letitia, be more understanding of Marie. But Marie, you need to know how to handle your emotions better when you're in a room with people you don't fuck with. I get it. You don't want to be in the same area, then you don't want them to breathe your air, but you're going to have to not let that be such a bother to you. You're going to have to know how to just turn them off. Don't give a fuck. Because you care about what everybody else is looking at you. You care. So, again, Essie wanted to come and find Latrice so they can have a conversation. And Latrice don't want to have a conversation with Marie. She don't want to. I'm done. I don't want this. You know what I'm saying? And Letitia comes out and talks to her and said, can you please do it for me? Do me this favor. Can you please smooth this over with Marie, please? Latrice don't want to do that. I am not in the mood to talk to her. I don't need to talk to her for what? But she wants some conversation so they can move forward. Let her know you did not talk to anybody about her business. Let her know you did not do this. Let her know you was not a part of it. But that was the end of that episode. We'll see what's going to happen at that point. But it was no point. It was no waste. Marie is not going to believe anything Latrice says. Because unless Marie has concrete evidence that the main person who wanted to ruin her reputation was Latrice, I ain't got nothing to say. Because Latrice has said it more than once. Girl, I cannot ruin your... I cannot be this. You mean tell me you get mad when this steps into the room? You cannot handle yourself when this steps into the room? I mean, I would understand too. Because I am a prize. I am excellence you see in front of you. But you couldn't even handle your own energy. You couldn't even sit there, eat your food and smile because I walked in the room. Girl, that's not my problem. That's your problem. And Marie, everybody was spreading your business last season. It was Facebook groups and everything talking about what you did to people. A whole spiel about your business. It cannot be faulted on one person. But y'all, that was a mess as usual. That's all I have. Please stay tuned next video. I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.